Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, making sure that we're working. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. This is slightly different from usual, as I'm sure that you can tell. It's kind of weird that I can actually kind of like touch this guy's face.
No. I am a hologram. I'm not really here.
He's not really there.
Yeah, made the trip up, coming up, and thought, hey, it's a good time to do a stream as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Good a time as any. So this may be the first time, other than the few people that actually saw our live Kill Team battle report.
We did do that. We
have been seen in the same room before, but other than that, I think this might be the very first time.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Kill Team. The camera work was not good, and that was mainly my fault. Moving a webcam around on a stick is not an efficient way of filming anything.
We tried.
Yeah.
It's safe to say we won't be trying that again until we get a better camera set up. But
yeah,
it's good fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
We did actually I just finished a game of Warhammer in the office actually just a few minutes ago, which was good. I won. Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciated some of the chat messages. It's so good to see so many people jumping into the chat already. Really appreciated the Captain Andy. Sorry guys, just got a ping that Warhammer Combat Cards is going live.
Yeah.
better get straight to that. But yes, very, very awesome to see so many of you guys here. So welcome. And of course, we know the agenda. People are already talking about it. It's all about the Battle Pass.
Yes, indeedy. And also just say before we get fully cracked in, if the volume is acting weird, we're not used to sharing a microphone. So do let us know if you can't hear either one of us at any point, or you can hear too much of us. Actually, don't let us know that because you'll probably say that straight away. But yeah, the Battle Pass. So we teased it quite a while ago when we did our roadmap for the next, 4 months, something like that.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, and we're now coming to the end of that roadmap. Battle Pass is coming out. Going live very, very soon. So next Wednesday on the 6th. And yeah, I hope most of you had a chance to read the blog because we've gone over through most of the information that you guys are going to be interested in there. But of course, we're going to go through it all over again in much more detail. And yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what a battle pass is, you're about to find out. But it's a fairly standard formula that we've gone for down this one with obviously key attention to how Combat Cards itself plays.
Yeah, exactly. And while there was a lot of information in that Battle Pass blog, obviously this is an opportunity for you guys to ask questions as well, and we'll answer whatever we're able to answer, specifically about the Battle Pass, or particularly about the Battle Pass, because I think we probably do have most of the answers about Battle Pass related things, don't we?
I would hope so.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah, I'd be concerned if we didn't.
So that's going to be awesome. That will be part one of this stream. We're going to focus all on the Battle Pass. Codex Group, thank you very much for the sub. Thank you so much, mate. And actually, I forgot to thank Walter Richard earlier for subbing for Prime, so thank you very much as well. It is dangerous, Codex, you're right. Yeah, I won't argue with that.
Dangerous for who?
The world, just at large.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's not me, I don't mind.
No, we'll be fine until we get into that bare-knuckle boxing match later.
Oh, man.
But yes, part 2 of the stream will be about this weekend's exploration event. So we're going to be running another exploration event.
Yep.
Really, really heard the feedback about skulls and the kind of curated event decks that we did for that. Loved how much you guys seem to enjoy that. And so we thought, well, let's do it again.
Yep.
Let's just do some more events like this. Let's try and up the frequency a little bit. And so we've got another exploration event coming this weekend. Obviously you can see the preview, but what is not clear from the preview is that it is 100% curated decks once again.
So that's every single battle, isn't it? Will be a pre-constructed deck.
Absolutely, yeah. Every single battle is a pre-constructed deck. So you're going to be fighting thematic battles. You're going to be fighting challenging battles, and also you're going to be able to help your fellow game players out a bit because you can see the future. You know, you play a level that someone else hasn't played. You then have the answers. So do share it with your friends. Do make sure that you're helping each other out with that exploration. I don't think it's too difficult at all, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, I was going to mention this is another one that Tom has done, so you don't get to blame me this time if you have any issues. So you have Tom to thank for all the fun you're going to have and all the tears as well.
Yeah, but this time you're playing as Araman, so you know there's no horrible Araman level to play against.
That's true. That's true. Don't have access to the same number of deck points though to make that Araman level.
That's true. That's very true.
Thanks for the subscription, Uriel. I appreciate
Uriel,
it.
thank you very much. Anytime you could show us the bottom of the Battle Pass rewards. Well, since you asked so nicely,
I think we probably
will.
should,
I think
yeah.
we probably will. Yeah.
We're terrible for doing a waffle at the beginning of the show, but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will. We will show the full range of rewards. Because there are a lot of rewards in the Battle Pass, we're probably going to go through them relatively quickly.
Yep.
So I'm sorry if we kind of skip over a couple levels here and there, just as we scroll through. But that's to keep things moving along. We don't really want to, sift through them really, really slowly.
Yeah.
But I think without further ado, should we start actually talking about the Battle Pass? Maybe
I think so.
showing a bit of the Battle Pass?
Yeah.
I guess we could also talk a little bit about the fact that we, of course, are replacing the kill pack. with
Well, that
the
was going to be
Battle
the first thing that I talked about when we moved on to it.
Pass. I thought it might be. So we're jumping into the game here. Ratchir, thank you so much.
Appreciate
okay,
it.
I'll try and talk to the microphone a little bit more. Thank you very much for the feedback. But thank you for the sub. And hey, look, we're getting a hype train
Oh, very
going
nice.
as well.
Very nice.
Choo choo.
Yeah, the problem with getting too close to the mic is that we might end up cuddling and
just sit
yeah,
like this,
well,
yeah. Can't be that bad. But here we are in, of course, the desktop version of the game. We've got the Battle Pass up here where the kill pack used to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
So first thing to say, this is still on the dev side. So it's called Season 1 Battle Pass. It will actually match the current rank season. And when we go in, we will see that the price is set to the dev price, which is just so that we can test it more easily. I think it's for a penny at the moment.
Yeah, roughly a penny.
So that means that we can test it 100 times without having to worry, rather than having to pay full price every time. But yeah, so it's replacing the kill pack. So we thought long and hard about how we want to be measuring activity in any kind of sort of battle pass activity. And there are lots of different ways we thought of. But realistically, what everyone enjoys doing in the game, what everyone does most, and also the main way that people are used to getting their sort of day-to-day rewards is through skulls and achieving kills in both casual and ranked modes. So it made sense to convert what we have with the kill packs into the free pack. And for those of you that have read the blog, and we will see as we go through it, we've taken all the contents of the kill pack, and then we've put them all together over the course of what would be a season. We've then split those out into predefined values, so you don't have to worry about how many coins am I getting each time, how much plasma am I getting each time, what number of cards, and all this kind of stuff. It's all very clear all the way through. We've also increased the value. We've heard the feedback around the most recent changes to the kill pack. So we've increased the value, and of that increased value, that's going into cards and plasma, not into coins, because I know you guys all wanted coins, but you didn't necessarily want to lose the other elements of it, so we've made sure to increase those as well. And as I say, you'll be able to see all the way through exactly what you're doing. I think at that point, probably best to go in and we can...
Yeah, I mean, I think final point, I mean, we spoke a lot, like you said, about different scoring methods for the Battle Pass. What made kills stand out is the fact that it applies to everybody. You know,
It does,
no matter how
yeah.
you play the game, you're going to be getting kills. And of course, that clashed with the kill pack, which is why we kind of lumped it in instead of the kill pack. I know that you said that we've kind of put the kill pack rewards into the Battle Pass. I think it's really important to note that there's more than the kill pack.
Oh, absolutely.
Quite a bit more than the kill pack is going to be coming through the Battle Pass, and more over than that. The kill pack, you had to hit the timers.
That's a very good point.
There's no kill pack queuing up behind your kill pack. With this, the Battle Pass rewards in week 1, if you don't play for the whole of the first week, all of those rewards are available to you.
They're still there.
For the rest of the whole season.
Yeah.
So it really is your pace. And we'll see that as we go in. But you're totally right. We should probably jump in. So let's click on the button and open up the Battle Pass.
There we go.
Here we are. So as you can see, we've got a free and a premium track.
Yep.
Um,
And so, yeah, each level has 3 reward tiers broken up in each one. Each reward tier has the number of kills. So you can see up at the top there that you've got your kill bar. For the first 7 levels, when the season starts, you get all 7 of those levels unlocked at the very beginning. And each of those tiers will require 10 kills, so 30 kills per level. Very similar to obviously how the kill pack works, but as Tom rightly points out, there's no timer associated with it. These are just available If you want to play a couple of games, no worries. If you want to go through all of them, absolutely possible to do that too. When we then go into the next levels, each level will unlock once every 24 hours. So there is a little bit of a timer, but again, it's a full day. And this timer starts as soon as the season starts. You don't have to complete any levels. There's no criteria for that timer to start. It will just keep ticking along, and it will tick over each day. On the other side as well, we've obviously got the premium pass. What that works, when you buy that, you immediately get the next 7 levels unlocked. And that's not up to level 14. That's whatever your progress is currently, you will get the next 7 levels. So if you pay for it on day 4, you'll get 7 plus 4, 11. You get straight to level 18, for example. And additionally, you get all the good rewards on the other side there as well. And there is a lot of value in there. You know, we've made sure to make it a good deal. You know, we're asking for you to play for an entire month. You're going to get well over a month's worth of rewards out of this. And of course, for those of you who haven't seen, and probably have seen, and we've been going through, there are some amazing Adeptus Sororitas cosmetics out there, and I honestly think this is some of the best set of cosmetics that we've done so far.
Yeah, I do agree. They look really, really cool. Down here you can see the frame, which is really, really cool. They're not only limited to the premium track, although the majority of the cosmetics are there.
Yeah.
We've sprinkled a few like titles and stuff onto the free track, as well as the avatar of the cosmetic set as well. So you won't have to get the premium to get some cosmetic bling, but if you want to get the full set, then yes, it's premium is the way. I think the final thing that I want to kind of raise is that previous kind of purchasable cards, more exclusive cards that were available for real money, after they've been available in packs in the store, they will eventually become available through the Battle Pass before they then eventually make it into the general pool. So this is another way of getting kind of easier access to those more exclusive characters, just a little bit sooner than.
And it's also, you know, the fact that the window for some of these new cards can also be quite short. You know, some of them last 24, 48 hours. So if you happen to miss them, you've got a whole month's worth of being able to catch up on these cards. Yeah. And obviously at a much more accessible price as well.
Yeah. So I think before we start going further into it, let's try and answer a few questions that we've got. Is plasma and coins always the same for each season? I think the answer to that is that this is our first season of the Battle Pass. And so the answer is yes right now. But, you know, all these things are subject to change. And I think we're going to look at feedback. We're going to look at data. We're going to try and make sure that we're being agile about this so that we're not just kind of sticking with the first thing that we put out. Having said that, we've put a lot of work into this. We've put a lot of kind of math into this. We've figured out that these seem like really appropriate levels. So I would say that in all likelihood, they'll stay the same every season.
Yeah, I think if after everything comes in, if all of you say you absolutely love it, the data comes back and says that we've done a great job, then objectively, yes, this pattern of coins, plasma, and then the next level reward, whether or not that be cards, cosmetics, specific rarities, stuff like that, ideally, yes. Is that ever going to be permanent? Of course not. Nothing in the game is potentially permanent. But as a model, as Tom says, we put a lot of work into looking how other games do it, how our own economy works, and all the rest of it, and the existing changes that have been going on. And this looks to be the best way of doing it. So yeah, if we can keep it in a similar format, looking each time, we absolutely will. But that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way necessarily.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Any updates on Corpse Lord? I don't want to be a party pooper, but probably not.
Not this season. No, I know. I think I've been open and honest a lot of times that there are a number of warlords that I would like to revisit. With the roadmap stuff that will be going on, we can see that there's been a lot of feature work that we've been doing at the moment about getting new elements into the game. But once we've gone through our current push of updating the game to new bits and bobs, we are going to definitely come back and look at what's existing in the game and revisit that. So I can't give you a when, but at some point in the future, absolutely, those warlords that are lagging behind are very much top of my priority list to have a look in. And believe me, as soon as I can tell you that we're working on that, I absolutely will, because I'm keen.
He's going to be shouting it from
certainly.
You see him like out the window, just like, we're reworking Corpse Lord. Yeah, no one's going to get more excited about that than this guy, that's for sure. So final one we'll answer for now before we start to scroll a little bit more again. Any chances of alternating the final days between plasma and coins like honor ranks? I think it's an interesting suggestion. I wouldn't put it off the table ever. What I would say is that because we've actually quite significantly increased the amount of plasma that's available in this kind of 4 kills method, you know, the replacement of the kill pack, I think we're going to have to wait and see. Is the honest answer there. Not saying it'll never happen, but definite wait and see on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we know Codex. Don't worry, we've got plans to help out with that for sure.
Yeah, nothing yet. TBA, to be announced.
Yes.
So moving down the chain a little bit, obviously we're still not even halfway through the battle
Got the
pass,
Warlord
so
frame there.
You'll get a sense of the quantity of stuff going through here. Of course, there comes the Sororitas Warlord frame. Here we see Prince Uriel, again, one of those premium cards which will now be available through the premium battle pass track.
And those for you who follow the balance notes that I put out at the end of each season will notice that Prince Uriel has already been making a splash in the rankings for cards at the moment. So yeah, really good opportunity to get your hands on him or upgrade him.
Yeah, very true. Because you're right, there are more than one kind of singular instances of these cards as well.
Yeah.
Here's the other title, which is coming out, which is The Most Pious, which I think is just absolutely brilliant. I really want that, to be able to rep my my overzealous fanaticism, you know.
Yeah, I was definitely keen to have a the title in there, for sure, because we have some good titles and we're expanding them as we go along at the moment. But as someone who plays a lot of games, any time that I play an online game, whenever I have a chance to put a title in there which is the something, that's always the one that I go for, because I want it to be about me. So yeah, hopefully if I can have my way, we're going to get more of the titles in there for sure.
Yeah, I think.
But who doesn't want to be the most pious while sporting their Adepta Sororita gear?
It's so true. It's so true. And I love the way that Warlord frame looks with Morven Val.
Yeah,
it just looks so cool. So
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Still don't have Uriel. I mean, that's just a mouthful, isn't it? I tell you what, when we designed Prince Uriel, the card, there's a couple kind of non-40k heads in the office who just got so confused. They're honestly
they didn't want to talk about it. It's like, what's the name of the new card? Well, don't worry anyway. Whatever it's called, that new Eldar guy. Yeah.
Uria, yeah. Just never mind. Should have seen them try to pronounce the Keeper Secret's name. Actually, that would have been something.
Ruhugala Herin or something like that.
Rugular,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't stop trying. Cool. So let's answer a couple more questions. Right here, only permanent things in the game is the fun it makes playing. Thank you so much. Man. That's honestly brownie points there. Any news on that Tau Warlord on the roadmap? No, and actually, maybe this is a bit of news, but we have not set a date for that Warlord. There's no like super concrete plans in that Warlord, and that is quite frankly because we're prioritizing things like the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
We're prioritizing a lot of more exploration events. Right now, that's kind of the lay of the land, so I can't give you a guarantee that there's a Tau Warlord coming in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, never say never, but like Captain Andy says, no news is a kind of news, so I'm afraid for now it is no news.
Yeah. So I think what we can say with confidence is that the next Warlord that we do will be a Tau Warlord.
Yes.
And following on from what I've said before when asked about the quantity of Warlords and stuff like that, is once we have done that Tau Warlords, all factions will be up to 6 Warlords each. And that is a very good time for us to be reviewing how we release Warlords and how many we have, and whether or not that is, again, the perfect opportunity to go back and look at what we already have in the Warlord pool and make sure that actually every Warlord is viable.
Exactly.
Rather than having a new Warlord come out to try and necessarily replace or change things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will let you know when the Tau Warlord is coming. Realistically, I think we wanted to have that released so that we had Warlords wrapped up as a position, so they were all at 6, but we wanted to take more time on getting elements like the Battle Pass absolutely correct and ensuring that, you know, you guys get the best experience from that, you get the best value out of that, and yeah, that's basically where we are right now. But yeah, it's not completely off the table by any means at all. It's just not right now.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely right that you say that as well. 6 warlords for every faction is quite a lot.
Yeah.
And what we really don't want to do is devalue any of the content that we've already put out. And I think there is an element of risk when you put out a lot of new stuff, new warlords for lots of factions, that some of the old ones start to gather a bit of dust, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important that we kind of take a bit of a step back at some point and kind of go, well, how do we make sure that everything that everyone already has is as good as it can possibly be, and it all makes sense together, and that kind of holistic picture is a good one.
Yeah, and Tal's a really good example for that. Since they came out, Darkstrider and Shazo Relay are the most popular and main warlords that Tau play. But if you look back at the beginning of the game, both the Commander Shadow Sun and Commander Farsight were like the dominant picks. Everyone's like, oh god, don't play Tau, they're like the worst, because they're so powerful and OP, and it's interesting how much has changed. So they're a really good example of a faction which has potentially got caught up in that updated and left behind process. So yeah, another reason why we're looking at Tau a little bit more seriously is because they've had a much bigger transition than many of the other factions.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to try and get to all the questions. I'm going to answer one more for now, and then we're going to scroll on a little bit more and do a little bit more talking. Just because I think we need to keep it moving. But
you're just letting people take screenshots at every stage, aren't you?
That's true.
You said we'll scroll down so quickly. We'll scroll down so quickly you won't be able to see any of the rewards. So we scrolled down 2 levels. I'm going to pause now.
Got to keep guessing. Got to keep guessing. Last question for now. Just for now. Can clan leaders get the option to see inactive players and also get the option to remove players without having to ban them? So these are things which are actually kind of on our radar. We've got ways of achieving these things. We have designs for it. It's just a matter of priority and where it kind of slots into the pace of things and where we get to it. So unfortunately, I can't give you a guaranteed date or anything like that. But it's definitely in the works, so to speak. But it is not our priority right now.
Yeah, no, there are a number of quality of life clan improvements that are very much on our radar, and those are 2 of them. That are on the list. So yeah. As ever, not right now, but very much aware of it.
You see, it's John's message there.
What's that? I accidentally saw the most pious.
The moist pious. I don't really know what that means.
No.
All right, we'll carry on. I know that Uriel really wants to see the end of the reward track, so we will get there. I don't think anyone will be wondering, but just in case, this card icon here is, of course, 2 guaranteed epics.
Yep.
You'll see ones for rares and legendaries as well.
Love that card back. Yeah.
Another very, very cool card back there. We'll keep on going. As you can see, most of the format here stays roughly the same. But once we get to the very end, we of course get the final cosmetic pieces. And I think this is what really pulls the whole set together. The banner, the avatar. I think you can get away with a warlord avatar to kind of make it all fit together. But this banner, the black and the gold with everything else, are just chef's kiss.
It is absolutely fantastic. And for those of you who haven't seen the blog post and you are interested in cosmetics, even if you're not going to read all of it, we have a full screen preview of all of these cosmetics and the full set together as one piece, which will be the first time you're going to be able to see it until you reach the end of this tree. So do check it out, because it does look fantastic. Yeah, super true. And finally, of course, we have the Imperial Treasury. Yeah, the last piece of the puzzle. So we don't want people to run out of content. We want to make sure that the Battle Pass is something that people are able to get rewards from all the way through the season. So for those of you who are super keen on hitting the end of the track every single day, if you've done your maths right, as you unlock the first 7 levels straight away, for the last week, you will have access to the Imperial Treasury on the free track, or if you've bought the Premium Pass and you've given yourself an extra 7 days, then for the last 2 weeks of the season, you'll have access to the Imperial Treasury. So what happens is, one of those, from the last 14 days of the season, Imperial Treasury will open once each day, which is the available. So each day you'll get an additional available charge. Once you've reached the Imperial Treasury, for every 30 kills you get, you'll get 300 coins. And you can keep track of how many you've claimed and how many you've got available left. What that means is, when you get there on the free pass, there will already be 7 charges waiting for you in the Imperial Treasury. And if you're on the premium, you'll get there as soon as it starts opening. It's really important to say is that all of these rewards will be available for everyone, regardless of whether you buy the Battle Pass or not. You will get access to the full Imperial Treasury. You will just have to work a little bit harder because you'll have to be basically claiming twice as often if you want to get to the end of that. But yeah, it's just a nice thing to be able to do. It means you've got content all the way up until the last day if you are smashing it out. So yeah.
And really, if you're paying attention here, you'll know that in the free track already, we've increased the value of the kill pack.
We have, yeah, absolutely.
With 7 charges of 300 coins each in the Imperial Treasury.
That's true.
There's a substantial amount of extra income available there.
That is just all bonus cash.
It's all bonus cash. So really get out there, fill up your battle pass, take advantage of that Imperial Treasury, and you're going to be rolling in it. Soon you'll be Codex. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Cool. So I'm going to try and make sure that we answer a couple questions because we're running a little bit behind them. Balance notes coming tomorrow?
No. No, not tomorrow. I've got until Wednesday, guys. Come on, give me a break.
That was a quick one. Okay, we've got... When will the Battle Pass unlock the new stage? It will be during the daily reset, so it'll be midday, GMT. So UK time, 12 noon. That's when it unlocks the next tier, and that's simply because that's when the season starts, and so it's the next 24 hours after that.
Yeah, and it should be the pattern that everyone's used to. It's the same time a campaign starts. So if you don't know when 12 GMT is, it's whenever you log in to start the campaign, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I sometimes see negative comments for one reason or the other. How does the team cope with negative feedback? I think you do a great job overall. Well, first of all, thank you so much for saying that. Really do appreciate it. I think the honest answer is that we read everything and we do try and consume and take on board everything.
Yeah.
And so, we are professionals. We do this for a job, of course.
We try and be professional.
We try and be professional. But you do get personally invested. We really care about the game. We really want it to do really well. We want the community to be responding positively. Having said that, I'm not going to say that it keeps us up at night or that it really gets to us that much. Because ultimately, I think we know things that maybe you guys don't always see. We knew that we wanted to put a lot of value into the Battle Pass, which is kind of part of why some of the latest economy changes we took things away. And so we're able to take things with a little pinch of salt. As well, we're aware that people are people and people say things. But the other side of that coin is that we do take everything on board. And so any piece of feedback, no matter how it's phrased, we're going to read it. We're going to take it on board as best as we can. I hope that answers it. I just wanted to address it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to look for some more questions. Managed to miss all the previous card backs. Are there plans to re-release them in the shop? So what we're wanting to avoid when we're re-releasing cosmetics is essentially people who are already owning them either not getting to see a deal or not getting anything for duplicate cosmetics if they went into reward chains and stuff like that. We have some ideas for getting around this, absolutely. So I'm not going to say that we have kind of concrete plans for the next couple of weeks to put these older cosmetics into the shop, but it's definitely something that we really want to do because, we noticed that. We recognize that if you weren't there on that day or you missed that event or whatever, you might miss out on the sub-faction cosmetic that you really want. And so absolutely that's something that we want to make available for people for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think, there's a number of ways we could do it for sure. I think it's just that we've got limitations at the moment how we present these, and what we don't want to do is have the entire shop just be cosmetics, which will overcrowd for some people, and people who've been buying them won't see anything at all. But then there's obviously the option to make something more sophisticated to deal with cosmetics individually. But again, we're working on other stuff at the moment, so we have plenty of ideas how to make them more widely available. But we're just not there right now. But I think it's going to be an even more pertinent question as we go along, as we're adding more cosmetics to the game. Obviously, the intention is for these cosmetics, each season that is in the Battle Pass will be Battle Pass exclusive. They will be that season's rewards. So if you like them, this is your chance to get them.
Yeah, and that's actually a very good point. I feel like we should have mentioned that initially.
Yeah.
If you like these Sororitas cosmetics, this is your one opportunity this season, and that is very intentional. They will be exclusive to this season. They are not in the same boat as some of those other cosmetics that we may have been talking about. These ones are very, very exclusive to the Battle Pass. I want to make that crystal clear.
Yeah, and they will be going forward as well. The intention will be is that each season will have a unique set of cosmetics, and they will be that season's cosmetics.
Cool. So I'm going to lump final 2 questions kind of into one.
Yeah.
One which is setting cosmetics for each faction, warlord, or even deck. And the other one is saving decks. Now, both of these things have been on our radar for a long time.
Yep.
They're very much kind of in our sphere of things that we could potentially do, but they are battling for priorities. It's a question of what do we need to get done first, the fastest.
Yep.
And so I can't give you a concrete timeline on them, but you're heard, your requests are heard. We have already got kind of ideas for how we're going to do this. It's just a question of when we're going to kind of slot it in. So not now, but at some point.
Yeah, what I want to say, I'll just go back to what I said earlier, which is we've been focusing really hard on bringing out some new content, new features to the game at the moment. But after we've finished doing that, there will very much be a time of looking back on the existing game, doing quality of life improvements, doing quality of service improvements, that kind of stuff. And that's when this kind of feedback is really, really important. Very much on our radar. And we know that things like having multiple decks is being raised frequently. And there's no reason as well, now that more cosmetics coming out, and people are asking about that as well, that if we do multiple decks being able to save, we're able to associate cosmetics with decks at the same time, that kind of thing. This is a really good opportunity to be raising things like this, any kind of quality of life improvements that you're thinking, because it will not be long before we start turning our mind to that kind of things.
Yeah, for sure. Officer asks, I know that Officer asked this because I've seen him ask it many, many times before. And actually, Officer, I want to say this is something that I'm personally quite passionate about as well. It's definitely a change that I'd like to see, and I will continue to represent that cause. Absolutely.
Yeah, so, I'm the same boat.
Yeah.
Rank rework is definitely something that we would like to do.
Yeah. I think because ranked is such a central thing to the game, it's not something we want to change quickly or willy-nilly.
We can't do it, lightly. Yeah.
So while I say that we're passionate about it, we want to do it, because we are working on things like Battle Pass, it hasn't been able to have received the attention which I think it very much deserves. We don't want to change it in a very simple way when we know that there are bigger changes we'd like to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think it's a number of things, which is it is the most engaged with game mode, so we can't make changes to it without having done proper due diligence and consideration and all the rest of it. But also, if we were going to change something, we'd want to make sure it was a substantial change, because if it's not something that we want to revisit 3 seasons in a row, it'd be one big change that we're looking to do, which requires a large amount of time. So we're on the same wavelength as you guys in the community are about rank moding and freshen up. But again, that's a serious piece of work that we want to do properly. So we will be keeping you in touch with you around that kind of stuff when it happens, but not right now.
Okay, so final thing I want to do on the Battle Pass is actually activate it, because I thought I would just show you the fact that I've already claimed the free reward. As soon as I activate my Battle Pass, the premium track becomes active, and I can immediately claim my premium reward.
You get a little badge, but you can't see it because of our faces. It's under our face.
It's true. I could probably move our faces, to be honest.
It's a risky manoeuvre.
Hang on a minute.
Oh.
This is Pro Streamer.
There
we go.
There we go.
Battle Pass active. Hey, there it is.
But now we're in the way of the rewards, Tom. What are we going to do?
I mean, I'll have to move us back. Just see if I can figure this out.
Oh.
And we're back.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, you see me. I'll be one of those massive Twitch streamers in no time. Yeah, just you wait. Yeah.
Yeah, getting close to the camera doesn't count as making yourself massive, though, mate.
What are you talking about? Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so that was the Battle Pass. There we go. I hope you guys got the information that you wanted to get out of that.
Yep.
I hope we were able to answer the questions that you had as best as we could. If you have more questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We'll try to see them and answer them as best we can. Or just reach out to us on Discord. You know that we're there.
We know we're always there.
Yeah, we're always there. Always. Okay, so jumping on to part 2. It's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
We were going to show off the exploration this weekend.
Jay Lazy, trying to get rid of this already. Jeez.
It's just thanks for the great stream in part 1,
Oh, yeah.
So we have, of course, got the special event for the weekend, Forbidden Lore.
Yep.
It is all about Araman attacking the webway. It's all about Araman's search for the Black Library. He wants all that knowledge.
Lots of goodies in there.
Oh, yes, all the goodies. We do, of course, have a couple of new cards coming. Note how I
A
said
couple?
a couple.
A couple?
A couple.
That's more than
Yeah.
one.
It's specifically two. Yeah, so it's going to be 2 cards. We, of course, have the Flamer, which everyone can already see.
Yeah.
How do you say that name?
Well, I don't know. Quizrack.
Quizrack?
Quizrack.
There's no U. Surely it's just Kizrack.
Well, that'd be a K, wouldn't it?
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, I don't know. Oh, we can quickly add a W
maybe
in there.
it's like a sh, it's like Kizrack.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Kizrack, you know?
I don't think you're supposed to be able to say it unless you're a demon.
Maybe.
Maybe it's purposely made like that to make you go mad.
Okay, let's talk about his stats.
If anyone wants to try and phonetically sound it out in the chat, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, go for it. Do your worst. This is a bit of an interesting one. A
Yep.
Tzeentch demon.
Yep.
Tzeentch keyword.
Yep.
He's got no psychic.
No.
No, he's a flamer.
Well, they don't do psychic.
They don't do psychic. No, exactly.
But it's a psychic buff card.
It is a psychic buff card. Yes, it is.
Psychic on psychic is.
Yes.
See, Captain, that's really unhelpful because that Q is the one that we're debating there.
Is that Q-ish rack?
Q-ish rack.
Yeah.
Was that Quish rack?
Kizrack. Yeah,
Kizrack.
Kizrack's. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, psychic on psychic is much needed, or just one of the most valuable psychic support cards that you've got out there. And psychic's main weakness normally is having ranged. Have we started something here? Dish rack. Yeah, maybe. We started something, Tom. But yeah, psychic is normally the weakest supported stat for a psychic build. Most of them have psychic, and then their secondary is normally melee.
Yes.
You have a few three stat cards, but they're, again, even in the triple stat cards, their range is usually quite low.
I mean, ranged is the Achilles heel of psychic decks, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So being able to, and we've seen the success of Carr, who is the Rubric Marine, with Regen, who has psychic on psychic buff and has a decent range stats. Really helpful. Giving that buff every turn and giving a really nice range reply for when you get attacked ranged. This is a bit squishier than Carr, obviously. Carr has a lot of health and has regen. Dishrack has a lot less health, but has a lot more punch, particularly as being a barrage card as well. So I think this is the main thing here, is where psychic builds for chaos has been normally pretty predictable and being very one-dimensional. There's sort of certain cards that you can always pick and take. They now have the most options for a psychic buff on psychic cards. So they've got Quizrack, they've got Carr, and they've got the Venom Crawler as well, interestingly. So much like the reason why Tau dominates